Hello and welcome to the video. This is a quick video to go through how, if you have got yourself an Ardupilot model like this ArgusFPV ROC VTOL, that you can add things like ExpressLRS and also FPV relatively easily. Now, I've done separate videos on this already, but I've had a couple of requests asking for it to be in one place, so who am I to argue with that? Let's go through this reasonably quickly, but to show you all the things that you have to change in order to get all this stuff to work. First thing we'll talk about is adding a radio to the model. Now, there is a cable in the box that's actually marked as ExpressLRS, and you're going to have to solder that onto an ExpressLRS receiver of your own particular design. I tend to use an awful lot of the Radiomaster RP3s here, but I think this is a Beta FPV receiver. Just happened to be one that I had. I'd run out of RP3s when I built this. I've plugged the ExpressLRS stuff into this port here on the flight controller, check the polarity and make sure that everything is connected correctly. The transmit pin on the receiver is connected to the receive pin on the flight controller and vice versa. I've installed the actual antennas up here on the two sides. The covers that you can actually see here are actually 3D printed ones that I've designed. I'll put a link down below for Thingiverse. I just put them in there to make them look a little bit neater. In terms of the radio I'm using is a TX16S, but it could be an ExpressLRS radio. You configure it as aileron, elevator, throttle, rudder, put the arming switch on channel 5, the mode switch on channel 6, and I've set up channel 7 as an adhere return to home switch as well. I'd also highly recommend, if you're playing with this stuff, install Yapu on your radio if it's supported. Yapu will give you a virtual cockpit and a mini ground station so you can see exactly what's going on. It'll tell you the flight modes, battery statuses, all that goodness. Once you have that set up, then go into the configuration, go into the settings, set RC5 option as 153, set the RSSI type as 3. That's going to give you ExpressLRS goodness. In RC options, turn on suppress CRSF mode rate messages for ExpressLRS, stops the mode changes coming through, and also I'd select the use 420K board for ExpressLRS protocol. Those are good things to have turned on for this. Then go and set up channel 6 as the mode channel. I by default left it as the defaults for the modes. Q-loiter, fly-by-wire A, and return to home were the 3 that I actually flew mine with here, but set flight mode _ channel as 6. That'll move it to the right place. Also set up then channel 7 as return to home, and that's going to be under the config user params, and make sure that RC7 is set for that. Once that was all done, then just go in and calibrate the radio, make sure it's all working in the right direction. Don't forget the elevator is going to have to be reversed, as Ardupilot expects that in all the models that I've ever set up. Next one then is to install the FPV system. Again, there is a cable that comes in the kit. It's marked DGI0304 cable, but you can actually use it for anything. It's got 4 wires on it. 2 of them are power. I think it outputs a 9-volt supply, which is a nice supply for those kind of systems. And there's also a transmit and receive pin. Now, if you go into the serial ports, you'll see one is configured as display port. That is the one we're going to plug into. What you're going to do is you're going to plug that cable into the front of the flight controller here and run the cable up along the side. There is the pink cover that comes that you can glue over the top to keep everything nice and neat. I've made it so that the transmit and receive pins are connected all the time. Again, swap those over to whichever system you're using, but I have, as usual, used a little GST power connector here so that I can power the FPV system separately. I have installed it in the nose by just cutting a small recess at the top, keeping that in place with one zip tie, mounted the antenna and the camera at the front. Once it's physically installed, then the setup is really simple. By default, the settings for the display port, serial port will be right, but they need to be set as 42 and 115 for the board. Make sure that in the onboard OSD tab and go to the bottom and set the OSD type as 5. That tells the flight controller that it's going to be using the display port as the output for the on-screen display. Once that's set up, then you can set up the individual tabs for the layout that you need. I would set the OSD units to match what you want. I have it as Imperial here. Go into the screen 1, select HD layout and drag all the pieces around. Make sure that you are saving or writing those customizations when you are happy. Pro tip here, if you are trying to use this on something like the DJI O4 system and you're getting lots of question marks in your on-screen display, that's because unfortunately classic DJI, it doesn't fully support all the things that the Ardupilot system can output. So what you do is go into MSP options and then adjust it as either 12 or 4, which basically turns on the Betaflight and iNav fonts. Ardupilot is kind of tuned down to the point that the DJI goggles can handle. While on the subject of the layout, just be aware that the screen as you're dragging things around has a little barrier around it, like a 15 by 18 box. For walk snail, I found that that's a reasonable size. There's actually an extra 1, maybe 2 characters on the right hand side, but here's an example of what it looks like through my goggles and also what it looks like on the layout screen. So I tend to go right to the very bottom for the layout. The left hand side is the left hand side, but I think it's probably 50 by 19 for walk snail. But I usually go 1 character over on the right just to keep everything out of the way. So there you have it. It's particularly tricky. You can set this stuff up in about an hour, including making yourself a cup of coffee. And then once it's done, see my other 2 videos for how the ArgusFPV ROC wing performed. Thank you for watching my video. Check out the playlist, and adding Painless 360 to your search terms will help you find my content. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps a lot. You can support the time I spend here answering questions and helping others by using the links in the video description.